Bitcoin just became the fifth most valuable asset in the world, and almost no one is paying attention. It now sits above Amazon and Google in total market value, behind only Apple, Microsoft, Saudi Aramco, and gold. While headlines focus on interest rates, recession odds, and political noise, something massive is shifting in the background. Bitcoin, the asset once mocked as internet money, has surged past $109,000 and climbed its way into the global top 5. That's not hype. That's a signal. This shift didn't happen overnight, and it didn't happen because of hype. It happened slowly, methodically, and quietly while most people weren't paying attention. It happened because major institutions started accumulating. It happened because sovereign debt is becoming toxic. It happened because trust in fiat money is cracking. And it happened because Bitcoin is doing exactly what it was built to do: act as a scarce, independent, incorruptible monetary network in a collapsing financial era. Since the last halving in 2024, the amount of new Bitcoin entering circulation has dropped by half. At the same time, demand is climbing at record pace. BlackRock, Fidelity, and other legacy giants have launched Bitcoin ETFs. Billions in capital are flowing in from investors who never would have touched Bitcoin 5 years ago. This isn't a retail surge. This is long-term capital making its move before the crowd. And yet, the average investor still thinks Bitcoin is a bubble. They still think it's too late. They still think the price will crash back to $10,000. What they don't realize is that the financial world has changed permanently. Fiat currencies are debasing faster than ever. Central banks are stuck. Real returns are negative across the board, and capital is searching for a way out. Bitcoin is that way out. It's not just an asset, it's an exit from a dying system. It offers immutability, transparency, portability, programmable scarcity, and most of all, independence. No central bank, no board of directors, no backroom manipulation. Bitcoin runs on code, and that code is winning the trust of some of the most powerful capital allocators in the world. Look at what's happening behind the scenes. Long-term holders are not selling. Supply on exchanges is drying up. Custodians are opening up Bitcoin vaults for institutional clients. Pension funds are exploring allocations. Sovereign wealth funds are watching closely. The pieces are moving into place. And once the dominoes fall, the price won't just creep upward, it will explode. Bitcoin's surge to $109,000 is not the end of a rally. It's the beginning of a realignment. It signals a new phase where capital is rotating out of broken models and into a system that cannot be inflated, seized, or manipulated. This isn't a temporary trade. It's a long-term migration. Ask yourself, why would BlackRock, a company that manages over $10 trillion, be entering Bitcoin now? Why would Fidelity launch a Bitcoin ETF? Why would governments and hyperinflating countries be leaning into Bitcoin adoption? It's because they know. They see the data, they see the trajectory, and they're positioning before the headlines catch up. The smart money is always early. They buy in silence. They accumulate through volatility. They don't wait for the mainstream to validate the move. They make the move that the mainstream will later validate. That's what's happening right now. Meanwhile, the average person is still asleep, still anchored to narratives from 2018, still waiting for permission. But Bitcoin doesn't wait. It moves on its own time. And this time, it's signaling that something huge is coming. Let's talk numbers. Bitcoin's current market cap is now over $2 trillion. Gold's market cap is roughly $12 trillion. If Bitcoin were to reach parity with gold, each coin would be worth over $650,000. That's not a fantasy. That's a math-based projection grounded in real market mechanics. But the upside isn't just in price. It's in adoption. It's in system replacement. It's in the development of new rails that don't rely on central banks or corrupted intermediaries. The Lightning Network is growing. Wallet adoption is rising. Developers are building economic infrastructure on top of Bitcoin that most people haven't even heard of yet.
This is what early looks like, but not for long.
In the past, Bitcoin was viewed as risky. Today, the risk is not having any exposure. The financial system is entering uncharted territory, and the people who protect their wealth will be the ones who position when things still felt uncertain. That's the key. Wealth isn't built by waiting for confirmation. It's built by acting when the data says go, even if the crowd says wait. And right now, the data is screaming. Bitcoin is outperforming nearly every major asset class. It's gaining adoption in both developing and developed markets, and is quietly becoming the most trusted digital financial asset on the planet. Still, most people will miss it. They'll be too distracted, too skeptical, too late. They'll see the price at 200,000 and think it's too high. Then 300,000, then 5. And by the time it reaches the valuations analysts are projecting, they'll look back and realize they hesitated while others moved. You don't have to be an expert. You just have to be aware. And right now, awareness is your edge. There's a reason Bitcoin is outperforming while everything else flounders. It's because the world is waking up to what sound money actually means. It's because trust in centralized systems is evaporating. It's because Bitcoin doesn't care who wins the next election, or what a central banker says, or how Wall Street feels. Bitcoin just keeps producing blocks every 10 minutes, like clockwork. That reliability, that transparency, that mathematical consistency, it's priceless.
And that's why the people who understand the moment are already active.
Let's zoom out for a moment. Every few generations, there's a seismic shift in how value is stored, transferred, and trusted. Gold did it. The dollar did it. Bonds did it. And now Bitcoin is doing it. Slowly at first, then all at once. We are watching the early chapters of a monetary revolution. One that isn't built on flags or borders or political promises, but on code, on rules without rulers, on systems that work the same for a billionaire in New York as they do for a farmer in Nigeria. That's the true power of Bitcoin. It levels the playing field. It makes the rules transparent. It allows anyone, anywhere, to store and move value without asking permission. As that realization spreads, the value of the network increases. As adoption grows, the scarcity deepens, and as confidence builds, the price follows. The question isn't whether Bitcoin is going higher. The question is who will benefit from it, and who will stand on the sidelines while it happens. You don't need to mortgage your house to take wild risks. But ignoring this entirely, that's not playing it safe. That's walking away from one of the clearest asymmetric opportunities in financial history. Bitcoin isn't just a bet on technology. It's a bet against corruption, against inflation, against manipulation. And more than that, it's a vote for sovereignty, for sound money, for freedom.
And the world is waking up.
This is your window. Before the media catches on, before retail floods back in, before politicians try to take credit for what the free market already chose, the people who move now will be the ones positioned for the next wave.
Not because they guessed, but because they saw.
If you're still watching, you already know. You feel the shift. You understand the moment. The only thing left is action. If this helps you see more clearly, and you want more insights like this delivered without noise or hype, consider subscribing.
Because your awareness is your advantage. And this is Wealth Signal.